Hey, Lee Yoder here, back answering some of the most common questions I get from our investors or potential investors that I think maybe you have some of these same questions. So I want to address some of these questions about real estate investing. One question I get all the time is, hey, how do I get my money back? And then kind of follow up with that, and how long does it take to get my money back? First, they address how do you get your money back? Well, a lot of people think that that's with like the cash flow, the distributions from the investment. So you invest in an apartment building and you realize, if you don't kind of watch some of our my previous videos, but there's profit every month or every quarter. So we have the income, we pay all the expenses, there's some left over, and everybody that's invested in that apartment building gets to share in that profit. Well, actually, that is not a return of your money. It's not a return of your capital. It's a return on your capital. So that's profit. That's kind of like, I don't know, interest on the money that you're loaning to the sponsor of the deal, the group that put the deal together, okay? So that's not a return of your money. Usually you're gonna have a return of your investment and get your money back. The initial seed money that you put in, the initial capital that you put into the deal is through what we call like a liquidation event or a capital event or an exit. And that's through a sale or a refinance. So sale, pretty simple. If we sell the property, you're gonna get all of your money back. Okay, that comes back to you first, and then there should be some profit on top, and then you get extra profit as well. But that's when you get money back. Also, in a refinance, you can get your money back. So the property is worth so much more that we can take out a new and bigger loan, kind of do a cash out loan, and get you your money back. The cool thing is then usually you'll stay in the deal and you get to continue cash flowing, but you got your money back. So that's how you get your money back. It's through a capital event or through an exit with a sale or refinance, not during the deal and through cash flow. That's a return on your investment. How long does it take to get your money back? Well, usually it's at least 3 years, if not 5 to even 7 years for a commercial real estate property. So that may sound like a really long time, especially if you're not familiar with investing in commercial real estate. But I'll give you 3 reasons why. But real quick, before I jump into those 3 reasons, I do want to say, actually, there is a way to get out of the investment at almost any time that you want. I don't want to get into all the legalities of it. Think of like if you bought shares in an apartment building investment, you can sell those shares back to the company if they choose to buy out your shares, to another investor who's already in the deal, or to somebody else who wants to jump in the deal and take your shares. So there are ways to get out, okay? And we always explain that to our investors. Hey, here's what's available to you. But we really want you to think of this as an illiquid investment, as an investment that you're gonna stay in 3 to 5 to 7 years. So just wanted to let you know that, though, you actually can get out if you really need to. Let me give you 3 reasons why it takes that long. Number 1, in general, real estate is an illiquid investment. Okay, it's not like the stock market. In the stock market, you can buy a stock today, sell that same stock tomorrow, right? You can be in and out. Real estate's just not that way. I mean, and you already know that. Like, you can't go out and buy a house tomorrow, right? It's gonna take some time. You gotta put in an offer, all these things. It's gonna take 30 days to close. Commercial real estate is more like 60 to even 90 days to close. So it's gonna take 3 months to get into it. Even if you turn right around and sell, it's another 3 months. So you can just see how it's much more illiquid. You can't get in and out. And there's some real benefits to that, but that's the first reason it takes so long. The second reason it takes 3 to 7 years is because it takes a while to execute on your plan to reposition a property. So we buy a property for, buy an apartment building for $5 million. We want to increase the rent in half to 2/3 of the units. We want to, or we're going to increase rent in all the units, but we're going to renovate half of the units and really increase rent because we're going to make them nice. We're going to replace the windows, replace a couple roofs on a couple of the buildings. All these things, you can imagine that this takes more than a month or 2, right? It's going to take years to execute this plan. So we're going to wait to refinance or sell until we've executed our plan, and that's going to take years. The third and final reason is because of the financing, the debt that we get on a property. So in general, when you get a commercial loan on commercial real estate property, your interest rate is fixed for 5 years, and you usually have a 5-year arm, meaning you've got good, solid, fixed interest rate debt for 5 years, but then the bank's going to want you to do something. They want you to either refinance, or they want you to, or you can sell. They really want you to refinance, but you can sell and get out of that. So the lending is kind of set up for 5 years, and it's fixed for 5 years. So it kind of gives us a nice 5-year cushion. So even if we're going to hold it for 5 or 7 years, we're going to refinance at that 5-year mark or a little before. That's a little bit about how you get your money back, how long it takes, and why. Hope that makes sense. If you have any more questions, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us. Check us out at threefoldrei.com. See you next time.